So he's automatic, so not a desirable spot to be in right there. And there's other ones you've spotted, Lou, down the line.
Let's do a pick on that. I'm
Oh,
going to take Ketterer. Do you want
taking
Philp or
Ketterer? Oh, boy.
You got to take Philp.
I'll
All right.
take Philp.
The other one I'm going to point out is Strasser versus Kogler. A little bit down the line. That's a great matchup.
I'm taking Strasser before you can.
Okay, Strasser's in the World Cup. I'm going to put my money on the Austrian then. Austrian over Germany. And then on the bottom of the bracket, in this first round, we also have a great lineup. Garrett Driller versus Alex Lever. Two veterans of the Pro Tour going head-to-head.
So those two, as you know, traveled together all season long in the World Cup. Now they're back to the tour. And they are such a great duo. The two of them had a lot of fun on World Cup, but now it's serious business. Driller, he is a live wire in the start. He talks a lot of trash up there. It's going to be fun to watch those two.
Okay, so you can take Driller. I'll take Lever. All right, I'm going to go over to the women. Parker Bealey, I'm going to ask you about the matchup. This will be in the round of 16. Fine. So the round of 16, we're going to finish the men first. Here it is. So up in the first one, I have on the top of the bracket, I see Tuva Norby against Galina Wardle. Two awesome skiers. I don't even know who to pick. What do you think?
So that's a super tough matchup just because both of those skiers are probably the most experienced of the World Pro Ski Tour. So you have Tuva, who's won both the women's races so far, and then Galina, who's actually been second. So I think that this is going to be a super intense matchup between the two of them. Good to get it out of the way early. Galina had a stronger day yesterday, so maybe she's favoring on this track.
Exactly, and then the bottom of the bracket, I've got Ainsley Prophet versus the Olympian and World Cup superstar Paula Moltzen. Prophet skied out of her brain yesterday. Moltzen maybe just learning the technique. What do you think?
So this one's a tough one to talk about because I do think Paula Moltzen is going to be amazing today. I think that she's super strong. She's gotten the feel. She's ready to lay it down, and Paula's going to be probably the pick to go all the way.
All right, so let's talk about, Clarky, let's talk about this two-run format so we can explain it. Each person takes a run on each course. Did they get to pick the course? How does it work on this first round?
As we look at the ladder here, the number one guy takes the number one spot. Simone Breitfuss Kammerlander in that number one spot. And then we alternate back and forth through the ladder. So the top guy in the ladder starts on red.
Yep.
So we work our way down the ladder, and back and forth it will go. So the men will go twice. So when the men are completing their second run of the round of 32, the women will be at the top waiting to go with the round of 16. The men will then send the 16 qualifiers back up. So we'll be alternating back and forth between men and women as we proceed through the day.
I want to talk about after the first run, how is the start of the second run? Did they go out at the same time again, or how does that set up?
So we have a built-in delay in the start doors. So Kammerlander and Hancock will go. Kammerlander, say he has 0.8 of a second. They'll get back to the top, switch courses. Hancock's doors will open 0.8 of a second later than Kammerlander.
And he'll be chasing. Last question about the format. What if I fall first run?
You got a maximum differential. Today's maximum differential is 1 second to make up.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
All right, let's get over to Parker. Parker, you went up on the hill today. It froze up. What do you think about the snow and the tightness of the course? What's going to be important technically and tactically?
So, yeah, the snow froze up. It's a little bit more rugged as it was yesterday just because of the way the sun was hitting it and how it got cold last night. The sun is already out, so I think it's going to bake that snow pretty quickly. So we'll have a lot of adjustments between our first and second runs. So that being said, it means you really need to capitalize while the snow's actually kind of hard right now to be able to push the ski. Yep. And as it warms up, you're going to be having a softer push, so it's less speed. These guys really need to go as hard as possible this first round.
All right, excellent. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be back with you with racing. So we're going to buckle up both of our seatbelts and get ready. Stay with us. When we come back, it's race time.
In general, ski racing is a pretty tough sport.
Racers ready?
Using my DNA Vibe has allowed me to train harder, longer, and recover faster. Less days off, more time on the snow, beating my competitors. Having another option to be doing what we love and to continue to race, it just keeps the sport open and keeps you in it.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, We want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
In New Mexico, agua es vida. As kids, we learned to fish in the Rio Gallinas. At the time, we didn't realize it was the lifeline of the town. And for a minute, the town forgot as well. But we cleaned it up and restored it to its natural state. It gives people this chance to see an amazing bird, like a summer tanager in a place you don't expect it. It's just so inspiring to see nature bounce back.
Whatever you guys do. I'm going to ask
Barbie really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes.
She did?
Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl.
Oh no.
Don't worry, she has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins.
But we need a house. You could buy Castle Grayskull.
Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
Tough Shed, a million uses. One of them tough enough to protect whatever's valuable to you. Tough Shed storage buildings and garages, coast to coast. For the store nearest you, call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH or visit toughshed.com.
All right, welcome back to Ski Taos. I'm going to go to Parker Bealey really quick. What did the racers learn from yesterday that they can take into today?
So I talked to the racers a little bit before they went up after inspection, kind of talking through that matchup that they have today. And they know the track. They know what to do. They have that strategy. So today just changes because they're racing, and after you're done, you're done. So for these guys, I talked to Nolan Casper for a little while because he's one of our veterans, and he's excited. He's going up against Thomas Berkner, who's one of our newer guys, NCAA skier, and he's like, I'm just going to do my thing. I know how to play the game. Maybe he doesn't yet, so if I'm out there doing what I know how to do, I'm going to be successful. Addison and Drew Duffy, that's going to be a fun one. They've raced each other a few times before, so they're ready to go see who's going to win today.
All right, I'm going to switch it over to Clarky. You've been doing this a long time, so you know Rob Cohn, Michael Anthony. These are the guys that have been crushing it for 3 or 4 years. Then you throw in Strasser. You throw in these World Cup guys that have never done it. Talk about who has an advantage, or does it?
Clearly the advantage goes to, the veterans on the tour. They know the start. They know the jumps. They know the distance. If you're us racing World Cup, you're training, 9, 10, 11-meter radius turn shape. These guys are out here running 15 on this course all the time. So it's a different game. It's head games. Then the jumps. We've seen in parallel, jumps are not very big, and there's not a lot of turn shape. So this is a whole different ball game than trying to compare it to parallel.
For sure. And if you're a little older, boy, those jumps hurt. They're a little bit of slapper, that's for sure. I'm going to send it over to Parker. Parker, yesterday we learned that the blue course was a little faster. I think they tweaked it, but I think one course is going to be faster. So setting up, I'm going to put you in the starting gate. Do you want to be on the first run on the faster course and why, or on the slower course and why?
So I think sometimes it's more of an advantage to start in that faster course, try and get that maximum differential from that first run. If you can build up enough finish time between the guy on the red course and get that full 1 second, that's an advantage going into the next run. If you're on the red course first, which may be a little bit slower, and you're just a little bit more neck and neck and then move to the blue course, it's not as much of a way to build up that differential.
All right, lots of head games for sure, Clarky. I'm going to just go somewhere a little weird because the Pro Tour, I used to watch it, Phil and Steve Mayer, they used to trash talk a little bit. What is the atmosphere up at the start like then and now?
It's so loose. It's, they're up there having fun. But when it comes down to it, when you get behind the gates, it becomes all business. But some of these guys get behind the gates like Driller. He'll look over and say, I'm going to crush you this run, to fellow competitors. And that doesn't happen, at a World Cup start.
Well, as much as we know, or as much as it used to, for sure. That's for sure.
Was it like that when you were racing?
Oh,
at the
yeah.
start?
Oh, yeah. Franz Klammer, who I saw yesterday, I used to just trash talk him as much as possible. The best thing I could do for Klammer is I say, you're skiing very well. And then he's like, Doug thinks I'm skiing well? That's crazy. I'm going to go to Parker. A lot of athletes have different strategies at the start. They listen to music. They want to be alone. What was your start routine, and what do you think we're going to see up there in the background?
Yeah, the start is one of the most important parts of the race. That is where you're going to get yourself completely zoned and ready to execute. That is ski racing. For me, I was the person that wanted to be up there, get in the start, see everybody, kind of enjoy the atmosphere. But then all of a sudden you need to get in your own space. You need to control your mind and get ready to do your thing. So it's fun for a little bit, hang out with your friends, get up in the zone. But then when it's game time, it's your time. And you need to be ready to be in your own brain, ready to execute.
I'm going to follow up with a question. It is a beautiful day here at Ski Taos. The sun is up. It was rock hard in the morning, but it will change. For the next 2 or 3 hours, it's going to go from hard to slushy. What does that do to the athletes?
So that is a crazy part of ski racing, and what we're doing here right now is they have to have their edges sharp, ready to push on this ski. As we get into the final rounds, as like the 8 on, it's going to be warm, and they're going to have a rut formed. It's going to be a little bit sloppy, so that's a completely different part of this ski race. But that's what's cool about the Pro Tour, that you're going through rounds, and the weather's changing, and you have the opportunity to really capitalize when it's cold, but also really capitalize when it gets warm, because some people get thrown off as the track starts to get a little rougher.
I vote for the warmer. Anything to add, Clarky?
So I would add that these guys know how to ski the ruts. You're a top guy in World Cup. There's no ruts.
Second run.
Maybe, but not the kind of ruts we're going to see develop today. With as many athletes that are skiing this course, it's going to take on a whole different complexion than we've seen all year long and what these guys that are coming from the World Cup will see ever.
So we're basically having a mogul contest in the afternoon.
Bobsled.
All right, we're going to take a short break. I just want to do a shout out to flowlive.tv. If you go online right now, you can see us streaming live. Keep New Mexico true. Our presenting sponsor, Rocket Mortgage, Taos Ski Valley, skitaos.com, Tough Shed, DNA Vibe. Make sure you check out their light therapy device. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes, and we'll get racing.
In New Mexico, agua es vida. As kids, we learned to fish in the Rio Gallinas. At the time, we didn't realize it was the lifeline of the town. And for a minute, the town forgot as well. But we cleaned it up and restored it to its natural state. It gives people this chance to see an amazing bird, like a summer tanager in a place you don't expect. It's just so inspiring to see nature bounce back.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
For the best deal on the best shed or garage, visit toughshed.com.
Barbie really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes.
She did?
Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl. Oh no.
Don't worry, She has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house. You could buy Castle Grayskull.
Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
In general, ski racing is a pretty tough sport.
Racers ready?
Using my DNA vibe has allowed me to train harder, longer, and recover faster. Less days off, more time on the snow, beating my competitors. Having another option to be doing what we love and to continue to race, it just keeps the sport open and keeps you in it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ski Taos. We are about to get going. We have a couple Forerunners in the start. On red, we have Julio. On the blue, we've got Ian. I think we saw Ian ski yesterday to a victory in the junior race. Hey, Clarky, what role do the Forerunners play?
So we're going to check the timing with our Forerunners. So we added a new element to the Pro Ski Tour this year. We have a split on the course, so the Seiko fastest to the gate. So the split is at the first bump. We'll see what that split is for these guys. They'll ski the whole course. In dual elimination, the first athlete across the finish line will start the clock. The second one will stop the clock. We'll have our differential posted up on the big screen. You'll see that differential. And that's exactly what the Forerunners are for. Lou, and here they come.
All right, let's take us down the course, Parker. Where are they? Just went off the first jump?
Yeah, they're off the first jump. They're making their way into the tour alley right now. This is a spot where they can really direct that line, get super aerodynamic, and kind of take advantage of this like 6-gate section of really straight, no turns. So down here, we're going to see the athletes make their way through over that second jump and really try and pin these last couple of gates before the final jump to the finish. There was a slight adjustment to the blue gates down bottom to make sure that the athletes are in a little bit of a safer position after yesterday, but overall it looks pretty good, and I think we're going to have a sweet start to our race.
And of course, our Taos ski racer, one of the Taos workers lost his pole in the start, so that's why he was a little bit behind Ian. Way to go, Julio. Way to test it out, the one-armed bandit. Let's talk about that last bump into that last two gates. Even it is still having trouble. What do they need to focus on going over that last jump?
Such a crazy last jump there. There's not a ton of distance between the jump landing and those next two gates to the finish. So the athletes really need to have their turn done before they're off that gate, move quickly, and try and get themselves to the front of their boot so they're not getting stuck on the tails.
Exactly. When they go off with that kind of speed, easy to get thrown in the back seat, and then they're on the tails, and that's where you can see the problems as we saw yesterday as well. Clarky, looks like beautiful job. Let's talk about those gates. Talk about the horse gates and how they work.
Heavy gauge aluminums with 600-pound magnets on each side of the door, so 1,200 pounds to force to hold you back. Kickboards behind the tails of the skis. You'll see the skiers rock up on the tails of their skis. The tips will come up high in the air as we watch this next pair of Forerunners get ready to go here in the World Pro Ski Tour presented by Rocket Mortgage, the World Championships. One more set of Forerunners, and then we'll get underway with the first rounds of elimination. Out on track, these two young athletes come.
We got
Young.
Chase on the red and Keegan on the blue, and look how tight this course is. This is a super slalom. What do you think the meters are up there, Parker, and what skis will the athletes use?
So the athletes are definitely going to be on slalom skis. A lot of the question for the women is whether they want to be on a men's slalom ski because it's a little bit more distance than a classic slalom that they would ski. It moves somewhere between, 13 to 15 meters up there. So for these guys, you have a little more room, but it's not big enough for a GS ski, so you have to be really strategic on how you want to capitalize on your ski length.
So that's as close as it gets right there with the Forerunner. Awesome job. Again, 3 jumps. There's 9 gates out of the start, and then our first jump. Then there's 16 gates through that tour alley, and then we are 6 gates into the bottom. All right, now we are ready to go. In the red course will be Simon Kamalander, who qualified first. The Wolf is on course in the the red course, and on the blue course, it will be Andrew Hancock. This will be seed number 1 versus seed number 32. Obviously, it should be an easy win for Kamalander, but you've been in this a long time, Clarky. You've seen it all. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. Seriously doubt anything is going to happen with Kamalander, your number 1 qualifier yesterday, walking away with the Tito's speed run and also 5 points loose. So crucial with the big money that's on the line. If we have a tie, Kamalander will have that advantage, and he is skiing so well, so fast. He's skiing on some interesting skis. He's got some longer skis than the rest of the field. He's got some tape over the length on his skis, so nobody knows what he's skiing.
Okay, well, that'll be, tape will be torn off if he wins it, and we will be faking it tomorrow. And they are off.
Go. Out on track they go. Kamalander predictably gets the big jump as we watch Hancock come down the pitch. Kamalander out in front there, looking strong and smooth as he makes his way to the first jump. Looking like we would expect Kamalander to ski this first run out in front, handling it. You can see him letting up a little bit, Lou, there as he goes into tour alley.
So he is on the red course, which is slower, so he has the lead, which is really surprising, but he is seated number 1, going off that second gate. Now, it is rough, it is fast, and here he comes into bump number 3.
Kamalander over the bottom bump, heads for the finish line, stands up and saves some energy, and he will win the run by the maximum differential you see out there on the screen. Maximum 1 second today.
All right, Parker, first run, what'd you see? Were those skis bouncing around?
Holy smokes, what strong skiing from Simon Kamalander. He really came out of the gate firing, was on top of that course, really nailed that second jump. That direction right off that, he was able to just bypass that gate, stay on line, and really crush that bottom section.
All right, in the red course, we have Trevor Philp right off of the World Cup from 29 years old from Calgary, Canada. He's going up against David Ketterer, Johnny Lebowski, the German, 28 years old. This is my favorite matchup of the first round. Trevor Philp on the red, David Ketterer on the blue. Take it away, Clarky.
So Ketterer over on that red course side, new to the tour here. Let's see what he's got for Trevor. Trevor been with us, but he's a rookie on tour. So, look at the big start he got on the blue course side. Trevor just leaves Ketterer standing in a start gate. That's what the experience on the tour will give you. Oh, he's all kinds of twisted and sideways as he comes off that top bump. Just upper body going one way, legs and knees going another. Here comes Ketterer, Lou.
And Ketterer's got to make the move right here on this flat and take advantage of the shorter line off this second jump. And there's Ketterer, and they are tied.
Oh, man, he was working it in that tour alley up there. Ketterer trying to get every bit of juice, and he's not going to make it up at the bottom, but it's going to be the win for the Canadian by a .375.
Oh, Canada. Parker, an exciting race.
That was my guy right there. I had big faith in Trevor Phillip. He exploded out of that start gate, was able to take that lead early. Yes, super bumpy, but these guys are super strong and able to control themselves with that bumpy track.
All right, in the blue, we have Jaga Lynchstol. He'll be in the blue. He's 24 years old, just off of the NCAA circuit, second place in Aspen, so he knows all about it. He's going up against, in the red course, the Winter Olympian, Luke Winters. Winters coming off a career best 6th place in World Cup slalom. You've got the Olympian versus the NCAA champion. Take it away, Clarky.
All right, here we go. Randy Patterson, Kevin Kiley up there, getting things ready to go as the athletes stand staring down the course, getting focused, trying to get ready for that start door to open. So, Luke Winters, this is new to him, using the start doors, the horse skate start doors. Here goes the cadence now. Winters on the red course side. And Lindstall, the rookie on the blue. Here we go, back to the tails of the skis. On, of course, goes Winters. Get a good, strong start. Pretty even as they drop down the pitch into the first bump. Anybody's race. Looks like Lindstall got a little bit of an edge over Winters as they head for the first bump. Touching down. It's going to be pretty much dead even. Looks like Blue Course has a little bit of an advantage there as they make their way into Tour Alley. Lou, take it.
So Yaga will take the lead as the shorter course, but here comes Winters, and Winters is going between the regular block and the two-fisted cross block. Here they come. Yaga is going to be a surprise winner, I think.
So, yeah, he's got it at the jump out front over Winters, but they'll get chances to switch to the other course side. It's a differential of a 0.520 going to Joachim Lindstall.
Oh, my God. I thought Luke was going to catch up. What'd you see there?
So Yage has been a little bit more experienced on this type of skiing. He knows that the race is not over until you cross the finish line. So even though Luke had the strong start and maybe the better skiing up top, Yage knew that it's power down, take advantage of the blue course, and here he did.
All right, let's go up. In the course, in the blue course, we've got the Italian, fresh off the NCAA's, Francisco Gori, born in 1997. He is just really focused in to end his season on a high note. He's been training for this. He's on the blue. He's up against Simon Fournier from Canada, skiing for Fisher. He means to compete with the best. He was 24th at the World Ski Championships in Ori in a slalom, so he's got World Cup experience. So Francisco, the Italian, versus the Canadian in red. And now the cadence begins.
All right. So, Gori and Fournier at the top. Ready to go. Back to the tails of their skis they go. Red Start gets a good, strong push out of the gates. Figured it out. Both these athletes knew to the horse gates as they head for the first bump. Looks like anybody's race. Touching down on the blue course with the skis first. Gori all over the place. Upper body twisted as he goes off the jump. Figured it out, though. Still wild as Gori as they come into Tour Alley, Lou.
All right, we've got a couple of NCAA racers chasing each other, and the blue course looking even faster than we saw yesterday. Great punching. Simon Fournier's got some work to do.
Yeah, he does as Gori comes off that bump on his tails, but he uses that to his advantage. Fast into the finish with a differential of a 0.733 going Fournier.
So it's all blue, and how do you handle that if you're on the red course on this first run?
On the red course, your job is to get as close as possible to the blue. You need to try and make that differential as small as possible because you'll have the chance on the blue after this. So these guys that are on the blue are trying to go as fast as they can to take advantage of their advantage. So it really is it's like cat and mouse out there.
All right, in the red course, we've got the veteran of World Cup and pro skiing, Nolan Casper, 33 years old, and hopefully his knees are making. On the blue course, we've got Thomas Berkner. He's a question mark.
And on track they go, coming at you, Nolan Casper and Thomas Berkner. Casper, the seasoned veteran, winner in 2018 of the Tour, started off the season with a win. Out front is Casper now, but not by much. And Berkner working hard to try to keep it real as they go into Tour Alley. And it's Berkner out front, Lou, hammering away.
Amazing, but watch what happens right here. The corner to the left, and there's Nolan. It's head-to-head. The ruts are perfect, and they are screaming.
Casper trying to make it up. Berkner did a great job. Looks like Berkner's going to win that one. Close race, 0.170 going yards of time, Berkner.
So all my eyes were on Nolan Casper, but Berkner's surprised. I know he didn't win by a lot, but that was great skiing.
Great skiing from Berkner. He knew that he had a hard race today to start us off. Nolan Casper is a veteran, so that's something in his head, and he knew he needed to be on his A game. That differential, though, is pretty small, so that's going to be a crazy one next run.
All right, looking up at the blue course, we have Addison Dvorak, 26 years old, skied for the University of Utah and the U.S. ski team, just retired from that. He's going up against flipper Drew Duffy. So exciting with his win earlier in the year, 26 years old. First and fourth, as I said, at Granby Ranch, and third at Aspen. This is a guy new to the Pro Tour, came on, already has 3 top 4 spots.
Yep, Duffy surprised everybody at Granby Ranch. Let's see what he's got for Dvorak here in their first run of the round of 32. So Luke called him the flipper. That's because in Aspen, he came out of the start, pole slipped behind him. He did a full front flip and continued like it was part of the show. It was outstanding. So check it out on YouTube as we get ready for go. Out on track goes Duffy. Gets a good, strong start. leaves Dvorak behind. Duffy out in front. Little Stevie there to get the edge angle set before he presses his ski. Down to the first bump. Dvorak right there with him. Duffy out in front. Little awkward off that bump, but a nice smooth landing for Duffy. Out front on the red course side as they work their way into Tour Alley, Lou.
And watch him, big left footer there. That's the important turn to keep speed across this slow and flat Tour Alley. And then Duffy makes the move right there, but both chatter wide.
Oh, yeah, running a little bit low and late. Loads the ski up late. Super close racing in the round of 32. The winner is Dvorak.
So a lot of surprises here. I thought some of the better skiers were going to be able to make up that time on red. That's not what I'm seeing.
No, it's going to be really hard, I think, to win that run on the red course. And Drew and Addison were super excited to match up with each other again. They race each other head-to-head all the time, so that one is going to be one to follow.
For sure. All right, back up to the start in the blue course. We have Tobias Kogler, but you're looking at Linus Strasser, the German. He'll be in the red. He's 29 years old, 100 World Cup starts, Olympian, 8 podiums on World Cup, 3 wins, but this is his first ever pro race. So he did not ski as well as I thought yesterday in the qualifying. We didn't get his time, so he is a blank. He's a question mark coming up. He'll be on the red, but he's going against Toby Kogler, the Austrian, former NCAA champ, 2021 from DU. He's a pro rookie, though. 2 rookies going head-to-head.
So this is going to be an interesting battle. A lot of eyes on Strasser and Kogler. Both these guys are just, new to this. So let's see how they handle it, not having to race a tour veteran in this round of 32. Who's going to come out on top of this first run? The doors open up, out on track they go. Good even start by both these World Cup top athletes joining the World Pro Ski Tour here. Down the pitch they go, working the skis, trying to figure out the bumps and jumps as Kogler out in front, the Austrian over Strasser as they work their way down the first pitch of the course and into Tour Alley. Lou, take it.
So Strasser, a slalom skier, needs to just iron out that pressure here, but you can see him just working, trying to finish Toby Kogler. Kogler is skiing out of his mind right now. Big lead.
Man, coming to the finish line is going to be Kogler upsetting Strasser in the first run, but we get to go up and switch courses and even it out. So winner Kogler with a 6-2-4.
All right, big, exciting race. The Austrian takes it, Parker. You're excited about that run.
Yeah, huge win for Toby right there. Also to get that .624 differential on the blue course, that's enough for him to hold on while he gets to the switch on the red course. I'm excited for Toby moving forward.
For sure, and so .6 is a big lead going into that second run. All right, we've got Philip Foretek in the blue, 2022 NCAA slalom champ at the NCAAs. He'd love to just get out there and win. He says he's in it for the money and the fun. And we've got Camden Burke. His brother had a tough day, but here's Camden Burke. Very impressive yesterday. A rookie from Maine, got the beard, looks like a lumberjack, ready to rip it.
There goes the cadence now. I convinced both the Burkes to come out to this race. They raced in a pro race we had back east, and he gets a good solid start. The pitch goes Burke out in front. Check. Burke looking good with a good solid start to this run over the bump. He touches down. Good even race. Work down in his tuck, trying to find any kind of speed he can. Burke doing a good job over on the red course side. Take it away, Lou.
Oh my God, Burke is skiing unbelievable. Hanging it tough here. He's going to make up a little time on this dog leg as it moves. They are even off the bump.
Powerful. Burke lands it. Oh, he's in trouble. Tough break for Burke, skiing so well there. Just not enough turn shape coming off the bump. And just could not make the next gate.
So looking at that, Keegan must have been thinking, I got this. What happened there?
Holy smokes. The fact that Keegan Burke had the lead over Phillip in the beginning of this course was insane. But the bummer is sometimes when you're going that hard, you can end up a little bit too inside and a little bit too tight on that line. And what happened here was Keegan just got a little bit stuck on that ski, wasn't able to get it around fast enough, Camden, to be able to continue on with that.
So I think he was just looking at the back of his competitor and said, I got to take the risk. The risk did not pay off. All right, back up to the start. In the blue, we've got Kiefer Christensen, born in 1992. He's been in the round of 16 before, but one of the older skiers. He's going up against Mia Kerner in the red course. I'm going to tell you, he's my favorite today to be on the podium. Mia Kerner, sponsored by Refo, 4th at Colorado, and here they go.
So the cadence begins. Crew on the red course side, Christensen on the blue. Look at that strong start out of Miha. Christensen standing in the start as he works his way down the pitch. Getting some good turn shape, high edge angle at the top of the turn. Out in front as Miha touches down with the advantage over Christensen. Christensen rides a little bit wide off that first jump. Out front. Oh, look at him clean that one out, Lou. That got you on your head to your seat.
Do I want to take a risk? Yeah, I'm going to bulldoze right through that, and that's going to pay off right here. He lands first, and he's on the slower course. He's got this one.
Yeah, he's out in front, but that was quite a clear right there. Really close race again. A lot of great close racing here in this first round. Cooner with the win, and the time is .201 advantage to Miha.
Parker, talk about that cross block. He basically went through the gate, both hands up. What does that get him?
Miha was our first really winner on that red course, which means he was hauling through. He decided to take that really straight line, double cross block through that flat to when he was on that tour alley, and I think it paid off.
All right, up in the blue, we've got Eric Reed from Canada, 30 years old. He's going to face off against Tanner Perkins on the red. We got the Canadian versus the... Okay, we've got, River in the blue against Tanner Perkins. River Radimus, you want to watch him in the blue.
So, the cadence begins. Red course Perkins, blue course Radimus. Down the pitch they go. Red course gets a little bit of a jump as they head for that first jump. Good clean skiing by both athletes as they work the pitch and into the first jump. So, working the bottom part of the course, working their way into the steer alley. Radimus on the blue course side, Perkins on the red.
All right, Perkins got to make up some time. Here comes the Olympian, River Radimus, more of a GS skier. You can see his smooth style. He's going to take this one easily on the blue course.
Perkins doing everything he can to close the gap, but it's going to be Radimus at the line by another close one. .409 going to Radimus, 409.
All right, Radimus on the red. What'd you see for him?
Amazing skiing from River Radimus. I don't expect anything less. The guy is so excited to be here, and he really demonstrated how awesome his top of the turn is and how that pays off with faster short arcs.
All right, next up, we've got Tucker Marshall and Wilhelm Normansath. Normansath, the NCAA champion from Utah, 21-22. He's Norwegian, 20 years old, against the old veteran, Tucker Marshall from Vermont. He's been on the podium before. He's won on the World Cup, on the Pro Tour before. Watch him in the red. He's got the starts down.
So the clock ticks down for Marshall Normansath. Normansath found himself in the podium at Steamboat, so look for him to be quick. Marshall with some good qualifying skiing for Tucker. He was 6th in qualifying, so Marshall coming at you now over on the red course side, trying to keep it real with Normansath on that inside blue course. Looks a little bit quicker as we come into tour alley. Lou.
All right, watch Tucker Marshall. So compact, so powerful. Really has to work it, but Normansath's fresh off the NCAAs, trying to grab that bully. I love it. He's got the lead.
Yeah, Normansath heads for the bottom bump with the edge. Tucker trying to straighten it out, do what he can to keep it close. .61 going to Wilhelm Normansath, 6-1-2.
Normansath bigger, but a rookie over Tucker takes it.
Yeah, Willie's been skiing really well. He knows exactly what to do here today. He's not threatened by any of the old guys that know what's going on. He knows what's going on and has his own plan.
Nice to see. All right, you're looking up there. In the blue course will be Rob Cohn. He's won on the tour so many times. He usually has the target on his back. Not as fast in the qualifying as we've seen before, so he's got some work to do. In the red course, Joachim Jolene. All right, I got to keep watching. Cam Smith in the red.
So Cam Smith over the red course side, looking focused. He knows he's got a lot of work to do against Robert Cohn, your 2-time tour champion. Biggest money winner on the tour, and he's looking for some big money today. Lots of money, $250,000 on the line this weekend coming down the track. It's looked like Cohn, of course. Cam Smith doing a good job to keep it close. Cohn, such a calculated competitor that he knows what to do to keep it and try to save some energy as he works his way into the tour alley. Cohn hammering the way in the gates a little bit to the bottom bump. It's Cohn out in front, but Cam doing a good job to keep it close, really close for Cam Smith against our Tour World Champion. Cohn with the win, .37. Super close, Lou.
So Cohn coming out of his funk from yesterday takes the lead, a great run. What'd you see there for Cohn skiing?
Yeah, Rob Cohn doesn't need to be the fastest qualifier, but he needs to be the fastest on race day, and that's what he's good at, and he showed that right there, taking what he can out of that blue course.
For sure. So now we've got Jeffrey Reed in the blue. We've got Joachim Lien in the blue. So heading up, Jeffrey Reed, the Canadian. Joe Yoakum Lean in the red. This is going to be a tight one. Jeffrey Reed, new to the pro circuit, and this will be one to watch.
So here we go. Lean and Reed coming at you. Randy Patterson will start the cadence. Back in the tails of his skis they will go. With the kickboard back there. 2 rubber launch pads underneath the start. Oh, he tries to get out early. Lean gets up against the door, so Reed gets the jump on him there. 1,200 pounds magnets holding him back. So Reed, the Canadian, with the jump on Lean as they head for the first bump. Reed out in front, the Canadian, really using that clear to make some ground as he works his way into the Tour Alley on the blue course with the lead, Lou. Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Parker.
I'm going to take it from here, but so basically Jeffrey Reed has a strong lead coming into this. He really dialed in that line through that Tour Alley. He was so straight, double cross-blocking over that final bump, and he showed it. Finally through the winners with Jeffrey Reed with a full maximum differential.
Full maximum differential. The Canadian really got a good start. Skied clean throughout the whole race. A beautiful day here at Ski Taos at the World Pro Ski Tour. We've got our next racers. We've got Alex Lever in the blue course from the USA. We've got Garrett Driller in the red. We've talked about this. This is going to be a great race between 2 World Cup pals, 2 pro pals, and it is all going to be about the start, I think, because the first one out is going to have the advantage all down the way.
So Driller on the red course side, Lever in the blue. The cadence begins. The lights click down from yellow to green. The doors will open. Bam, out on track they go. Good even start by these 2 traveling buddies racing the World Cup all season together. Great to see them competing here. I'm sure they don't want to beat each other in the first round, the round of 32. Over the bump, it's anybody's race. Red course. We got Driller out front there. Lever right there with him on the blue as things get quick through Tour Alley, Lou.
All right, watch Lever just hammer that left ski, trying to carry the speed across the flats, setting up for bump number 2. It's going to be Lever, but here comes Garrett.
Driller looking to trying to make up ground as the course shortens up as he makes the turn. It's going to be Lever crossing the line first with the win. 0.634 again. Alex Lever with the win, a 0.634.
2 great skiers. Too bad they had to go against each other first round.
Yeah, definitely a bummer because these guys are best friends on the circuit, but super strong skiing from Alex. He did what he needed to do to get that 0.634 in the red-blue course, so when he's on the red, he can take that lead.
All right, up at the top in the blue course, we've got the Moose coming down. Sam Morris from CVA. He is fresh off the World Cup on the downhill tour, and then he goes up against not Ken Reed, the dad, who's a downhiller, but Eric Reed, who is a slalom and giant slalom tech specialist. So we've got Eric Reed on the red, coming off World Cup as well. Sam Morris in the blue. Here we go.
So Morris down on the tails of his skis. Oh, we got a course hold going on as we watch these 2 guys get ready. So Morris joined us at our first race a couple years ago at Sunday River. Incredible skier to watch. Gets incredible angles. So cool to watch a big, tall guy get those big angles.
I would love to see him tuck at least 4 gates, just to throw in a little downhill action in there. All right,
sure
Parker, Eric Reed, a veteran from World Cup. He's had top results at Kitzbühel, Schladming, some of the toughest, but this is all new to him.
This is all new to them, and both of them are going to be really strong off the jumps, and I think that that's going to play to their strengths. These guys have the opportunity to really be aerodynamic. They know how to do it. They both have had speed experience, and I think that that is why this will be a really cool matchup to watch.
All right, back up to the top. Sam Morris in blue, Eric Reed from Canada in red, and here comes the cadence.
So this will be Reed's first time coming from behind the start doors in the elimination rounds. Again, you're skiing against the clock at the finish line. First one across starts the clock, second one stops the clock. And we have our Seiko fastest to the gate. The gate today is at the first jump, and the fastest guy to the gate so far is Francisco Gori. Gori, 8.9 seconds to the first jump as we wait for Reed and Morris to come out of the start. So again, the Seiko Pro Specs fastest to the gate. See if these guys will be quick to the gate as the cadence begins for Eric Reed and Sam Morris. Out on course they go. Good clean start by both these pros. They drop down the pitch. Morris over the blue course side. Reed got a little bit of an edge over Morris as they head for the first bump. The Canadian's going to touch down first. Got a little bit of advantage over the downhiller. Can he close the gap when he gets flat and straight down here? They're going to make the turn into Tour Alley. Lou, take it away.
Eric Reed, big snap, but here comes Morris. This is where he should shine. You can see him trying to work it, trying to get those hands up in front, but Reed, the tech specialist, is going to take over from here.
Boy, I tell you what, Morris made up some ground in the mid part of the course, and he's right there with him at the finish line. Good close finish. Winner going to Reed, though, a .004.
Yep.
So 0.004 advantage. Super close racing there. It's just unbelievable to see this close racing in the round of 32. We usually don't see this till the later rounds.
All right. Very impressed with Sam Morris skiing. What'd you see from him that I didn't think I was going to see?
Yeah, totally took advantage of those speed skills during that flat section of Tour Alley. He got really aerodynamic. Like I talked about with the jumps, you can see how he moves himself off those jumps and gets ready for those next turns. And the fact that Eric Reed only has a little bit of an advantage onto the blue is really probably going to be a tight thing for the two of them next run.
All right. So we're in our final round of the third round of 32 coming up. We've got Michael Ankeny in the blue. We've got Bridger Guile in the red. Michael Ankeny, you can't say enough about his experience, his veteranness on this tour against Bridger Guile. He is strong. He is compact. He's young, 22 years old. He wants to make it on World Cup, but he's right in that NORAM Europa Cup level. So you've got this rookie going against the Pro Tour's veteran skier.
So we call him the Joker, but he's looking pretty serious up there right now. Michael Ankeny loves to have fun. So strong, such a fierce competitor, and one of the fastest guys out of the start gates. Keep your eyes on Ankeny on the blue course side as the cadence ticks down. Bridger Guile qualified 31st. Ankeny was second, and right there, I told you that was going to happen. Ankeny just left him standing in the start gate. So Ankeny going to like that advantage, but on his first run, you're really going to let it go. You can't take anybody for granted out here. But as Ankeny out in front, really working it. I like this turn right here, Lou. It's that shot, this one right here. Yep. That's a serious fall away right there, and that's going to present problems today.
Yeah, anybody who goes on the inside ski there just blows their advantage. He got so much time across those flats, and that left footer sets it up. Ankeny running away with it.
Yeah, he takes it with a max differential, 0.1. So 1 second.
Oh, yeah, Ankeny, I didn't think he was going to ski that well, but God, the guy's a pro and such a veteran.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. He's wearing his flamingo shirt because guess what? Flamings go down the hill, and he was so ready to take on the junior and show him who's boss, and he did just that.
All right, so that completes our first round of 32 here at Ski Taos at the World Pro Ski Tour Championships. There's $50,000 on the line for the men, $50,000 on the line for the women. That completes the first run. The guys are going up. We're going to have a second run within 5 minutes. But right now, we're going to go to the finish area. You don't want to miss this one because you got Uncle E with the Kaiser.
Yeah, fortunate indeed, to say the least. The racing has been fantastic. Uncle Lee alongside the legend 1976 downhill champion from the Olympics, Franz Klammer. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
So far, so good. I see you've been enjoying the racing. Which course, from your experience, looks just a little bit faster today?
It looks like the blue is faster, but it's very difficult on the top, and on the bottom you can pick up some time on the blue, and so we'll see both runs, and then
we'll see what happens, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about are you get Franz Weber and yourself up there, maybe for a friendly duel?
No, that's over.
Not even a thought.
I'm done with racing. Yeah, so no, but it was a lot of fun doing it. I always liked this format. I always liked the dual slalom because man to man, and just try to get the best out of you.
Yeah, you can see what's happening. It unfolds right in front of you from 32 down to a winner, right? And a lot of money at stake. Hey, let's talk about your movie that was put out. The name of it again?
The name is it's called Chasing the Line. So it's just about 1 week in Innsbruck. So I was chasing the line off and on the course. So on the course, I was never happy with my line. I would never posted fastest time. And off the course, I had to deal with many, many different things. But then I could make it. And I'm actually very proud that this part of my life is worth a movie.
Yeah, definitely worth a movie. I mean, truly legendary stuff. From the thought process of when it was going to start to when it actually finished, how many years was that?
Actually, when I started in the World Cup.
Oh, that long?
No. I mean, so I didn't understand this question. Sorry.
Oh, so from like inception, when you said let's make a movie until it was finished, how many years approximately was that project?
Oh, it's only half a year just to think about it, and then the film was done within 3 months. So
Dang.
yeah, that was
It's impressive.
Yeah, I always was quick.
And how was it working with Darren Rawls to kind of frame him up to go back in time to say you got to kind of change your style to ski like me?
Yeah, Darren Rolf did a fantastic job because it was not easy. I mean, he does the real style, but then he always had to do the Klammer style, and that was very difficult because waving with the arms and just had your feet flying around. And he said that was a real challenge.
Yeah, nothing but a good time. Right on. And Spider Savage has a movie going on right now. What about Spider's movie?
Oh, it's great. It's very inspiring. And I just started about this time, ski racing, and it just brings memories back.
Yeah, so much we can talk about. We got to get to racing here. Before we wrap this up, we're going to load up this T-shirt cannon. We're going to aim it that direction towards the people. All you got to do is hit the trigger here. All right, on the count of three, everyone. On the count of three, let's say thank you to Franz Klammer. 1, 2, 3. Well, one's over there, and one came up short. We'll get that one out of the way. Get it, Franz. Go throw it to him. He's Franz Klammer. We got lots of racing coming up here. We'll throw it back to the guys and the girls in the booth. Take it away, guys. Thank you.
Barbie really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes.
She did?
Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl.
Oh no! Don't worry, she has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house. You could buy Castle Grayskull.
Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
One person's trash is definitely another person's treasure. In our case, we recycle those items into art. This is about the recycling that doesn't belong in your blue bin. It's the items that Grandma stored in her attic. These items deserve a second life as well. And we get everything from brass school instruments to fabric samples to paints, everything you can think of that you would need to turn into something new. I know we're successful when we've unlocked someone's creativity. We provide the raw material to do that.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
In general, ski racing is a pretty tough sport.
Racers ready?
Using my DNA vibe has allowed me to train harder, longer, and recover faster. Less days off, more time on the snow, beating my competitors. Having another option to be doing what we love and to continue to race, it just keeps the sport open and keeps you in it.
For the best deal on the best shed or garage, visit toughshed.com.
All right, welcome back to the World Pro Ski Tour World Championships presented by Rocket Mortgage. We are at Ski Taos, and we are out for the second run of the round of 32. Clarky, talk about who goes out first and why on this second round.
So, first run under our belts. At the top, you'll see Simone Breitfuss Camelanda racing against Andrew Hancock. They have switched courses now. Simone was on the red course in the first run, and he carries a maximum differential of 1 second. So the doors will now open for Camelanda 1 second before Hancock. So the differential is built into the start doors.
All right, so we've got Simon the Wolf Kamalander on the blue going up against Andrew Hancock. Kamalander's going to go out of the gate first. Hancock has a lot of work ahead of him to try to keep up.
Yeah, Kamalander, your fastest qualifier, winning the speed run, picking up those 5 extra points as I've talked about. So important for later on. So Kamalander, I predict he's going to just try to coast this thing, try to save some energy. Long day as the doors open up 1 second ahead of Andrew Hancock. Down the pitch goes Kamalander. Yeah, I can see from his skiing right now. He's trying to be a little conservative, but you got to stay focused, especially up top, because it's super steep, and you can't tell on the camera how steep it is as Kamalander out front has that advantage after the first round of 1 second as he works their way into Tour Alley. Lou?
And that advantage is going to build right there because that blue course is shorter. A little geometry there for you. Hopefully Boston College, Parker Bealey will stick me up on that. But Kamalander's going to cruise to the victory, saving a little energy right there, and that'll be the easier victory. Kamalander will go ahead. What are we going to see? All second runs with that lead on that first on the blue course.
So it's kind of crazy. There were only 2 guys in that first round that won on the red, and that's going to be a huge advantage to have going on to the blue because the blue is a much faster course. The rest of the guys are just going to hope that they were fast enough on the blue to be able to keep up with the guys as they switch to the red.
All right, next up in the blue course, we've got David Ketterer, Johnny Labaska from Germany, 28 years young. He's a rookie on the Pro Tour. He is going to be chasing Trevor Philp, who'll be on the red from Calgary, Canada, 29 years old. So, Philp with the advantage.
Here goes the cadence as we watch Philip planting his poles. As Ketterer over on the blue course side, waiting a long time, coming up on his tails. Oh, he hits the door hard. So that's what you got to focus on. The differential is built into the start doors. Ketterer got anxious. He heard the horn sound for the red course side. Came up against the doors, gave it up to Philip. Philip has a differential advantage of a 3.75. Ketterer doing everything he can to make it up at the start. Lou didn't work out, but here he comes.
So Ketterer had to make it up on that turn, but there goes Trevor Philp, the Canadian. Air Canada, beautiful on the landing. He is going to get this one.
So Philip heads for the finish line into the round of 16. Will go the Canadian to face off against Simone Brightfuss Kamalander.
So we saw our first barge, which means he went out too early. What's that feel like?
That is a crazy feeling. It's hard to see the guy who's going next to you go before you can actually leave. Think about what must be going on in your head. You're like, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to catch up. And so now we're going to see that again as we move to this next course now.
All right, so up there, as there we saw the replay of him getting on the lute. So next up, we've got Luke Winters, the Olympian in the blue course, but he will be chasing the racer on the red, who will be Jaga Lindstall. Coming off the NCAA, Lindstall had the blue course, got the lead, but Luke Winters, not too far behind, he'll be chasing. Watch for that blue course to catch up.
So Lindstall with a .52 advantage. Lindstall over on the red course this time. Winters on the blue as the lights will go green. Doors open up on the red course first. Out on track they go. Lindstall with that advantage after the first run. Built for the start doors out front. Clean and smooth. He heads for the first bump. Tracing is Winters trying to make it up there, trying to make up a half a second. Not going to happen at this point in the race as they head for Tour Alley. Lou, here comes Luke Winters. Can he make up a half second, Lou?
Yeah, he's made it up right there, but the red course is a little shorter here, so Luke can't get off the gas. He's got to fight it in his head-to-head here, but Luke's still got it. He's got quick feet. Watch this bump.
So they're going to head to the finish line. Across the line it goes. Luke Winters wins the run, and on he will go.
So Luke Winters was toying with me right there. He had a great start, but didn't make it up early until the end.
Well, it's super hard to make up a half a second while you're just at the start, but Luke really took advantage of straightening out his line, going through that Tour Alley turn, and really trying to stay aero and take advantage of how that course is a little bit faster and shorter. So for Luke, he came through with the win.
All right, so up there on the blue, we've got Simon Fournier. On course in the blue against Francisco Gori, the Italian, fresh off the NCAA. Gori on the blue course first, got the advantage. So Simon Fournier has the faster course, but he's going to be chasing Gori out of the start until that first turn.
So
this is going to be
Gori
exciting.
holds on to what we call fastest to the gate. Today it's fastest to the first jump. Gori was that quickest. That's brought to you by Seiko Prospects. So Gori fastest to that first jump with a .892. He gets that advantage. Doors open up for Gory first. His first run. So on track they go. Gory on the red course side, skiing well, looking strong as he heads for the turn on into Tour Alley. Lou?
Gory is holding on to that lead. I had expected Simon Fournier on the blue coast to catch him, but this is all Gory all day long. He is going to walk away with this one, but super strong skiing through those chatters, just able to keep it going.
Yeah, Gory wins that one. No problem to move into the round of 16 to face off against Luke Winters. Is Francesco Gory.
So I thought Simon Fournier with the faster course would make up a little, but Gory looked great.
Woke up, talked to Gory in the start with the guys this morning. He's super excited to be here, and he wants the whole win, so he's firing, and we saw that as he took advantage of the slower course on the red.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting run. On the blue course, we have Nolan Casper, the veteran, 33 years old. He's been doing it a long time, but he has to have a lot of focus because he is going to be chasing Thomas Berkner. Thomas Berkner on the faster course on the first run for sure, but it's amazing that he was able to win it. Nolan Casper, what does he got to do? What's his focus? Because he's going to be chasing.
Yeah, Nolan's totally fine. He's been in this position before. He knows he was on the slower course. Now he's in the faster course. He only has a little bit of time to make up, so he's going to be charging, doing his thing, and definitely making sure to take advantage of the fact that he has the opportunity here to take the win.
All right, so I think Parker's got her money on Nolan Casper. Hey, everybody, we are at Ski Taos for the World Championships, World Pro Ski Tour. If you are in the finish, please visit our sponsor village to go check out Seiko, DNA VOD, Surefoot, and get some free stuff down there. And just look up at the top as we have just a little bit. Hey, we also have free posters at the sponsor village. Who are the? I mean, you could probably get the poster, then take it to Parker, get a little autograph from Parker Bealey, and then get all the rest of it, some of the Olympians. But this has really been amazing. I'm just going to do a catch-up with Parker. What is the snow doing right now? Has it changed?
Snow's still holding up. You're watching these guys as their legs are kind of rattling, and so they really need to have that core, but the loose legs to be able to absorb and continue to push down that course.
All right, loose is good. All right, let's reset. In the blue, Nolan Casper. He will be chasing our racer in the red course, Thomas Berkner. Berkner, just a sliver, just a little sliver of a lead.
So the cadence begins. Casper on the blue course side. Look for him to be strong out of there, but Berkner's doors will open first by 0.17. Out, of course, he goes. Here comes Casper right behind him. Casper so quick out of the start. Already picked up that advantage that Berkner had over in the first run. It's Casper out in front, hammering away in the course over the top jump. It's Casper touching down first out in front of Berkner. He has enough right now. Will he hold on to it? He's in that quicker course as they make their way into Tour Alley in the blue side. It's Nolan Casper, Lou.
And you can just see how smooth Nolan is. Everything is just compact. He's working the legs, but not a lot of extra movement. This is a beautiful run for the veteran.
So it's Casper out front, but Berkner's right there with him. It's going to be Casper moving into the round of 16. So again, Nolan Casper moving on over Thomas Berkner.
As Parker said, the snow just getting a little spring-like. Beautiful job. If you use the rut, you are going to be loving it. All right, next up, we've got Drew Duffy in the blue course. He will be chasing the competitor on the red course. Drew Duffy has a win this year already, but he's a little bit behind, but he is on the faster course. He'll be chasing Addison Dvorak, age 26, University of Utah. He's got to be on his game. He cannot give up that lead until halfway through Tour Alley, that's for sure. Drew Duffy in blue, Addison Dvorak in the red.
So focused faces as they get ready to go. So Duffy over on that blue course side, again, is Doug alluded to, is chasing Dvorak. So Dvorak, both these guys rookies on tour. Duffy's leading the Rookie of the Year standings. As we wait for the start cadence begin, look at that shot up there. Beautiful blue sky, the American flags waving. Nice, the wind is calm today. It was pretty rough when we got here on Thursday, but it's calmed down and we're looking like a beautiful day as we wait for that cadence to begin. Dvorak on the red course side, Duffy on the blue. Here we go. Randy Patterson and Kevin Kiley up. Got things going in the start with the rest of the Pro Tour staff here at Ski Taos. Here we go with the run. Duffy on the blue course will be chasing Dvorak, and Dvorak with that advantage, 0.14. Out on course they go. Down the pitch they go. Super steep up there. You see these guys throw the ski sideways a little bit before they set it edge. That's called a stivot. You got to get that edge angles change. Down the first bump they go. Dead even race as you watch Duffy on the blue course side try to make up the advantage. He's got that quicker advantage. He grabs the bullet, Lou.
Duffy, a Super G national champion in the bullet right there. This is where he should make his move, but they are even off on the bottom. It's head-to-head racing here. Great World Pro Ski Tour. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, it's so close. Dvorak wins it, though, 0.056 on. He will go on to face Noel and Casper. Again, Dvorak eliminates Duffy here in a round of 32.
Oh, a little bit of surprise there with Duffy out early.
Yeah, definitely a bummer. Duffy had a great advantage being on that blue course. He knew he was chasing. Slight mistake coming off of that second bump, and so he lost that as Dvorak came through and really crushed down to get that win at the end. And we've got a new lineup up top, Linus Strausser and Toby Kogler. I'm a big fan of Toby.
All right, Toby Kogler, though, is on the slower close. So Linus Strausser, fresh off the World Cup, the Olympic, the World Cup winner. He will be chasing Tobias Kogler, but it is a small margin, isn't it?
Well, it's just 0.624, so 0.624 is pretty substantial here. So Strada's got a lot of work to do. These guys know each other racing World Cup. Let's get this thing going. So the timing goes down, so you're going to see the doors open first for Kogler. Out he goes, and Strasser in chase. Down the pitch they go. Kogler working the top of the turn. Nice, good, clean skiing from Kogler. And Strasser's got to play big-time catch-up. He knows he's on the quicker course, but I don't think the differential is a half a second of these courses. These it's really, really close racing as they work the pitch. Out in front, Kogler still holds on to him. Here comes Strasser as the blue course picks up. Blue, take it.
But Strasser has to have at least a gate advantage on this corner because here comes the red. It's the World Cup skier against Kogler. This could be the upset.
No, this is so close. Like so many runs here in the early rounds. It's going to be across the line. Strasser wins it. 0.016. Strasser makes up a half a second. Kogler looks in the air going, what just happened?
The crowd is stunned. The crowd can't figure it out. So Linus Strasser with a little bit of a wake-up call on that first run comes through. He just didn't give up. He knew he had the focus all the way to the finish.
Yeah, that was incredible skiing by both athletes. Toby really pushed it all the way at the end. And it was Linus Strasser skied really well, took advantage of that blue advantage, and he came really fast out onto that third jump, and that was the win right there.
All right, back up to the start on the blue course. We have Camden Burke, Adam Main. Unfortunately, his brother didn't make it. Taos is his first World Cup Pro event. He made it in. He'll be on the blue, and he will be chasing Philip Forerunners, the NCAA champion, who has a bit of a lead. How much of a lead?
Forerunners got the max differential. So 1 second those doors were open. So that's going to be a tough one to make up for Camden Burke. So out on course goes Philip, dropping down the pitch with that 1 second advantage. Clean skiing as Burke is playing catch-up over the blue course side. Got to do everything he can to try to straighten this thing out. Hope for a mistake. Got Verchek as Verchek looking clean and smooth on the red course side. Making the bend in the first of 2 dog legs. As Verchek out in front with that second advantage as Burke does everything he can to try to straighten it out. Through Tour Alley goes Verchek, touching down with the advantage. Grabs the bullet real quick there. It's going to be Verchek. Once we get to the last jump, out front with 2 to go, across the line to go, into the round of 16 goes Verchek, the face-off against Linus Strasser.
All right, so that is the top of the bracket for our round of 32. We've had 8 races, all of them exciting. Hey, up there on the bracket is the top. Parker, any surprises? What do you think of that first part of racing?
Yeah, I think that it was a really interesting race, especially from Toby and Linus Strasser. I think that one, having Toby with the lead and 0.64 on to the first run, into the second round, going into the red, we knew that Linus Strasser was going to be a competitor today, and it was really close. So I think for them, we thought that would be an easy win, but Toby really put up a fight.
All right, looking forward on that top of that bracket, next round is going to be Kamalander Philp, and that's just an amazing matchup. We got a World Cup skier against the fastest racer yesterday.
Yeah, Kamalander, he should be able to handle that one. As we go back to the top of the next pair, it's Christensen and Kuhner coming at you. They've switched courses now. Christensen over on the red course side, chasing Kuhner, who was your 7th fastest qualifier, skiing on the blue course this run. Ready to go. We'll start the cadence. So once again, switching courses, Kuhner with the advantage over on that blue course, the second run. He has 0.2 of a second advantage, does Kuhner over Kiefer Christensen. See what Christensen has for him on the second round of the round of 32. Out on track they go. On the blue course, cool drone shot for us there as we work the pitch. Miha Kuhner out in front with 0.2 of advantage, and he's on that quicker course. Oh, big time where? That was a good one, Lou.
That was Matty Nukanen, mark it off there. That was a Nordic jump. Now he's got on the left footer. Mia Kuhner, he is my favorite to make the top two today, and Mia Kuhner is going to cruise on this one. Big, strong, able to recover off of that huge jump at the top. Kiefer Christensen's going to call it a day, maybe get some Tito's vodka early on this World Championship day. So Mia Kuhner looking strong top to bottom.
Yeah, strong skiing from Miha. He's really been pushing that all year, coaching the kids, teaching him his tricks. But now he's showing them that he's a racer as well, and he's a competitor that everybody should be feared of.
All right, moving up to the top, we've got Tanner Perkins in the blue, 20 years old. He's been the top 4 this year in Steamboat. Got a little bit of a course hold. So Tanner Perkins will go up against River Radamus. River Radamus, fresh off of the Olympics. There you have him. And he's growing a little bit more facial hair. He doesn't have that weird mustache anymore. So Parker, what is, put yourself in River's brain. He's never raced on the pro circuit before. What has he got to focus on this second run? He's on the slower course.
Well, it's a lot of stress to be one of the favorites of the day and come and race in this environment because you never know what's going to happen. But River is always cool, calm, and collected, and that's what I really, really admire about him. He knows how to think about what matters, and that's the skiing. He will always be the guy that has the perfect arc on the hill.
Yeah, and I talked to him over the last summer, and, just so focused. He journals. He takes what he can out of every training day, and that's so important because you just want to make progress every day of training.
Yeah, and he's humble, too. He knows that he had a 4th in the Olympics, but that doesn't mean that he thinks he has this in the bag today. He is ready to show what he has, his skills, but he's also a fierce competitor and knows that there are other fierce competitors here.
All right, so lastly, I want to talk about, we got a delay, all right? Maybe not so much for River, but you got Tanner Perkins, a delay on course. He's chasing an Olympian. Who's more nervous at this point?
It's Ice Baby up there. These guys are definitely iced out, but most of these skiers have had that happen to them before. That maybe people don't understand, but sometimes courses need a little maintenance. They have a timing thing. So these guys understand that you need to just zone in, be able to pick your line still, have your plan, and don't let anything affect you. It's really that mental game that is a huge part of ski racing. And so being able to continue to think up there, have your plan, focus, and not get derailed is so important.
All right, we've got Tanner Perkins in blue, and we've got River Radamus in red. River Radamus won the first run, but he is on the slower course. What is the advantage?
So the advantage is to River by 0.40. As they look focused, we can start that cadence, get these guys out on course. We're building out the ladder for the round of 16. Want to remind all athletes to gather in the finish corral at the completion of this round of 32 as we watch Radamus with that jump out on start. Radamus jumps down the pitch with that 0.4 of advantage, but here comes Tanner Perkins putting the pressure on Radamus right off the hop, and he's got that quicker course. Radamus has got some work to do here. That 0.4 really did translate into an advantage at the start for Radamus as he grabs the bullet and makes the turn. It's a tour alley, and out in front, Lou, it's all you.
All right, so Radamus has some work to do, but this is where the red course gets a little shorter. He's got some work, River Radamus. Will he make it?
Perkins is out in front right now. Can Radamus straighten it out? Looks like it's going to be Perkins at the line, winning the run. On goes Tanner Perkins. Upset there, River Radamus out the round of 32.
Big upset. It is blowing up on Twitter right there. Parker Bealey, River Radamus made a big mistake on the first pitch. Even though he had that advantage, it went there, and then it was just rock and roll.
That's kind of the thing about these small differentials is, yes, you may have an advantage, but you still don't have any room to make a mistake. And unfortunately, River's mistake cost him, and Tanner Perkins was able to take advantage of that blue course.
Oh, my God, our first upset. So back up to the start. Beautiful drone shot. On the blue will be Tucker Marshall, the veteran, skied so beautiful, but he will be chasing Wilhelm Normenseth, who is on the red course. Normenseth skied so well. NCAA champion, 22-21, but he will be being chased by Tucker Marshall on the faster course. What's the differential?
0.6 of a second goes to Normenseth. 0.61. So his doors will open 0.6 of a second earlier than Tucker. Out on course he goes, big and strong. Marshall out on track, trying to make up as much as he can over the big guy. He knows he has the quicker course on the blue side. Needs to stay focused on that course. Not let the fact that Norman Seth is out in front. Here comes Marshall, starting to make up some ground as they hit the flat part of the pitch and start to make the turn up the Tour Alley. Norman Seth out in front, but there goes Marshall right alongside. Oh, working it good. Marshall making some ground up, Lou.
Marshall had a sweet left footer, but I don't know if it'll be enough. They are tied head to head coming off the final jump.
Seth out of shape up there. He's in trouble. Looks like Marshall going to win it there. That was an upset, making up 0.6. Marshall looking around going, man, I moved on. It is round to 16 goes Marshall.
That was all grit. Tucker Marshall behind, feeling it, but comes through in the end. That's a veteran move.
Yeah, Marshall, again, is one of those guys that knows what it's like to be behind and how to take the win. Take advantage of that pressure. He knew that he had the advantage course. He really capitalized here in that Tour Alley, getting that awesome left footer, really moving into that arrow position, and a strong, straighter line as he came through to the win.
And every inch counts there. He reaches for it, long arms. All right, back up to the start. We've got Cameron Smith in the blue course, born in '92. And his middle name is Livingstone. That's just a little thrown out there for you. But he's going against the master, Rob Cohn, who will be on the slower red course. So Rob Cohn will be out first, but he's got some work to do because at the end, this course is just a little bit slower. What is the differential, Clarkie?
So Cohn holds a .37 advantage. So we're ready to go to start. The Cadence want to remind all advancing athletes, we need you to gather in the finish corral for the athlete introductions. We will do introductions at the end of the round of 16. The top two brackets of women will go to the start for the introduction so we can start the women. And the cadence has started. Rob Cohn and Cam Smith out on course goes Cohn with that 0.3 of a second advantage as the doors open up first for Cohn, dropping down the pitch. Cohn so focused, looking clean and smooth as Cam Smith trying to do everything he can. He knows he's facing the two-time Tour champion and Tour leader coming into this weekend. Rob Cohn out in front with the advantage on the first run, makes the turn with the advantage on the red side. Now you're going to see Cam come alongside Lou.
And, Cohn just so confident. He has a target on his back. Everybody chasing him, but he's so strong, he always brings it up on race day.
And he's bringing it up again. On goes Cohn. Cam doing a great job to keep it real out there. So wins the run by .26.
All right, we are on the bottom of the second bracket, that is for sure. And we have a good one coming up for sure. We've got Joe Leon. He is going to be in the blue course, fresh off the NCAA. He is a three-time NCAA champion on his team. He's got lots of rings, and he is trying to transition into the pro race. And then on the red course, we have Jeff Reed from Canada, another son of Ken Reed. And guess what? Jeff Reed has the advantage, but he's on the slower course. What's the advantage, Clarkie?
So just 1/10 of a second separating these guys, not much. You'll hardly be able to see the difference in the door openings as they wait for the cadence to begin. Reed with that advantage over on the blue course side. So some cool camera shots as we wait for that cadence to begin. Reed on the red,
so
Reed on the blue.
If any race, I think Joe could make up that differential. He's on that faster course, but we'll see right now. Jeffrey Reed trying to get that start move ready.
So here goes the cadence. Reed on the red. His doors will open 1/10 of a second sooner. Out on course he goes. Lean trying to catch up. So the max advantage is big for Reed. So down the pitch he goes with that advantage, looking clean and smooth as Reed as he touches down off the top jump in control. Whoa, kinds of wild there. Upper body going one way, legs and feet and knees going the other way. Pulls it together as Reed hits the turn into Tour Alley. Lou?
I'd give him some points on the freestyle move, but this is not freestyle. This is all about alpine. Jeffrey Reed just strong on that outside ski. He's going to run away with it.
So Reed coming to the finish line. On he will go into the round of 16. Who will Reed be facing? That'll be determined on this next pair as they move into the start gates at the top. It's Garrett Driller and Alex Lever. Lever switch courses now. He's over on the red course side. Driller got some work to do as those doors will open for Lever first, Lou.
All right, Garrett Driller, you know, he puts down on his bio lots of second places against Rob Cohn, but has never won his first race on the Pro Tour. And he will be on the blue. On the red, Alex Lever. He is confident, just retired, and now he has the lead. So on the slower course, he'll go out first. What's the advantage?
So the advantage going to Alex with a .63 over on that red course side. So Garrett Driller, he is a bulldog, man. This guy is going to fight till the bitter end. Out on track goes his buddy Alex. Down the pitch they go. Lever with that 6/10 of advantage. Out in front now, clean and smooth, making nice arcs up there. Gives a good energy out of the ski. Here comes Driller trying to make up whatever he can at the top part of the course. He knows he's on the quicker course on the blue side. As he's working it, Alex still out front on the red. As they make the turn, the course shortens up, and it's Driller right alongside Lever. That's got to get into your head.
Oh, Lever sees him go right by in the shadow, but here comes Lever. As it straightens out, they are neck and neck into this third jump. Lever looks super strong on his ski.
A little bit of a bobble for Garrett. It's looking like Lever at the line first. It is Lever moving on to the round of 16 to face off against Jeffrey Reed.
What strong skiing there by Alex Lever. He knew he had the slower course, and he knew he had to ski just as well as he did first run to hold that lead. He was arcing these perfect turns, coming over the jump, and at that third jump, you need to be ready to capitalize on those last couple of gates. And the second, you get a straighter line from the stay yesterday, so that changes their tactics as well.
For sure, and head-to-head racing, especially at this level, the World Championships, one mistake puts you behind. All right, back up to the start. We've got on the blue course, Eric Reed, 30 years old, fresh off World Cup, against Sam the Moose Morris on the red. And Eric Reed on the faster course on blue will have an advantage. So a lot of work on Sam Morris. Sam Morris has got to hope that Eric Reed makes a tiny mistake and opens up that door so he can ski on through it. What is the differential?
There's only 4 1,000ths of a second separating his two after the first round. That goes to Eric Reed, of course, and he knows he's got that quick course. But we've seen Sam Morris, big and powerful, making some move to keep it close in that last run. So the cadence should begin, and we'll send these two out on course with one more pair to go to develop a round of 16. All athletes will gather in the finish corral for our racer introductions, and then we will have the women going to the top to start their first run of the round of 16.
All right, 400ths or 4,000ths, it's pretty much neck and neck. You're going to have to watch and make sure that you get that advantage at the start. Of course, Sam the Moose Morris is on the slower red course, so even that start becomes more and more important. Eric Reed, the veteran, so calm, so confident. All right, we are going back up to the start, our second to last pairing in our round of 32. Take it away, Clarkie.
All right, we'll wait for the cadence. Is Morris over on the red course side. Oh, he comes up against the doors. That cost him big time. Trying to get some sort of advantage at the start. Did not work out at all. As they drop down the pitch, it's Morris playing catch up now. Came up against those doors. If Sam Morris can't bust through those doors, nobody can. He hit him hard, and it just stopped him dead in his tracks as Eric Reed is on a runaway on that blue course side, Lou.
Eric Reed, just so calm, cool, collected. He's been in high-pressure situations before. He's also on World Cup, done the duel, so he knows the head-to-head format.
So to the finish, it's Reed moving on to face, who will that be? Michael Ankeny holds the advantage over Bridger Guile, not by much, so 0.16. So
yeah, in the last marked matchup with Eric and Sam, they had a bit of trouble out of the start. There was a little bit of a barge there, but Eric Reed still came down, was able to have that strong skiing to make it all the way to the finish with the win.
Yeah, it comes down to that start. All right, back up to the start. Oh, let's watch that. No, we didn't get that replay. Let's watch our final racer matchup of the round of 32 for the men here at the World Championships. Bridger Guile will be in the blue, 22 years old, super strong, compact, so powerful and smooth, and he is going to have his hands full because he is racing Michael Ankeny, the champ. The champ. And Michael Ankeny has the advantage, but he's on the slower course. What's the advantage?
So the advantage to Ankeny, 0.16. So Ankeny coming into this weekend, second in the overall standings against he and Rob Cohn. But boy, there's some spoilers in the field. Ankeny's so focused right now. Guile gave him a great race. What can Ankeny do if he doesn't want to find himself out of the competition here in the round of 32? Out on course goes Ankeny. So big jump for Ankeny. Down the pitch he goes. Out in front, handling Bridger Guile. Ankeny, the veteran, Back-to-back wins at Steamboat for Michael Ankeny. Out in front now. Looks like he's got him handled with no problem as Michael Ankeny looking smooth and clean as he grabs the bullet and heads through Tour Alley. Here comes Bridger trying to see if he can make up the gap, but when they make the turn to the right here, it shortens up for the red course side. It's Ankeny out front, and it's going to be Michael Ankeny at the bottom bump with 2 to go to move into the round of 16. Goes Michael Ankeny to face off against Eric Reed.
So Ankeny looks super strong. What does he need to do to keep it going and win this race?
Like I said before, after Ankeny's first run, he is in go mode, like his flamingo shirt. And what's fun about Ankeny is he does know how to handle this type of race environment. He understands the importance of both runs collectively and knows how to make it all the way into the later rounds with that veteran experience. So I'm a big fan of how Ankeny is going to compete today.
All right, everybody, there's your bracket after the round of 32. Welcome to the World Championship Men's Super Slalom at Ski Taos, New Mexico. A beautiful day. We are going to get set for some athlete introductions. I'm going to catch our breaths. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple minutes for the athlete introductions.
Barbie really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes.
She did?
Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl. Oh no!
Don't worry, she has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house. You could buy Castle Gray School.
Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
In general, ski racing is a pretty tough sport. Using my DNA vibe has allowed me to train harder, longer, and recover faster. Less days off, more time on the snow, beating my competitors. Having another option to be doing what we love and to continue to race, it just keeps the sport open and keeps you in it.